Thank you for joining me on this call today. I've got Tina, who's already been part of the programs that I've run before, and I'm grateful to have the girls that return. And she tells me the last coaching session we had was actually a year ago. So well done to you, Hun, for jumping on, and a couple of other ones of you that also would like to join in on the 30-day reset but can't make the Zoom call. So I am recording for the purposes of sending the link after. And I was just trying to get everything right because I've been on the computer for a bit today and my eyes are getting a bit blurry. So I've just put my little OnePlus glasses on and I know I've got a bit of a shine. So hopefully it's not too distracting. So why this reset, you ask? You know, I would tell you personally, I am done with feeling the way I've been feeling. I think that, joining together in a group like this is great for accountability. And I know many of you have expressed that to me over the time that, it's just good knowing someone else is there and you've got to keep account with them. So even when I've done my own resets in the past, it's just not as productive, not as efficient, I think, as having the input of others around you. So for me, it's motivating to get doing something when I have just pretty much felt quite lousy the last couple of years and leading into this time just throughout Christmas. So I'm sure there are others of you that can say the same. We need to reset. We need to do it regularly. We clean out the dishwasher regularly. That filter needs cleaning. So sometimes our body is like that. It just needs to stop and be given the opportunity to have a detox or a cleanse. So you see many of them around. And, you can spend a lot of money, I know, in joining different groups and taking on, different programs. So I appreciate that money is not easy to come by these days. There's a lot of things that it's demanding our finances. But for your $99 to join me in this 30-day reset, I know you get some value. I would just do a personal one-on-one coaching session, and that will cost you $99 for that time. So to have me giving you daily inspo, putting up videos and joining you to 2 of my private groups, which will give you access to some recipes and previous coaching calls, previous programs that I've run. And that's extra value because you will learn a lot. And, I think that it's really cool that I can impart to you some things that I've learned over 30, 40 years of health research. And let's face it, there's study after study after study, and I've done them, and you've done them. I know you've got your story, and there's so much out there, and it's so contradictory. So, to actually just strip back, and, it is a full-time job keeping up with studies. I just had a very big detox in my emails the other day, and I just unsubscribed to, I don't know, it could have been 100 between my 3 email accounts. So, bottom line is one study contradicts the next. So I really believe that you are the best doctor of your own body. I think that we just need to, as a whole, take a step back and take a new approach. And that is working with your body and what your body does on a daily basis, which is detox. You sleep and you detox. You wake up in the morning, you've got sleep in your eyes, you've got bad breath. Your body has been detoxing. So I believe that doing a reset like this that I've got planned for you to jump on and just, express to me what you want to achieve. And I've already had a couple of you send me a text message and say what you want to achieve and what you feel you need to do to achieve it. So that's great. I want to know your health goals. And, I was at a point, I was fed up, frustrated, and, really at a point where I was done with doing what I've been doing. So if you're there and you find yourself there, you've just told me the same, Tina. If you're, thinking this is clearly not how I want to live, then jump on in. Jump on in. Don't think about it. As it was just told to me, I jumped in and did a fasting with you over a year ago, and I never looked back. So I think sometimes if we spend too much time thinking about it, we'll talk ourselves out of it. So good. Kudos to you for entering this info session, and hopefully after today you want to sign up and we'll get you on the page and get you supported. So I'm doing this recording. It's a Friday, and I appreciate that a lot of you, it's just late notice, you're jumping in. So I'm going to technically, officially start on the Monday, which will be the 5th, something like that, of February. So this is pretty flexible. You'll be able to join at any time after this period. I have had in the past a 6-week reset, which I think really takes 6 weeks to get into the, leading up to what you want to do, doing what you want to do, and then coming off what you want to do. So 6 weeks is a good time frame if you want to actually get that in your head, mindset and focus, and let it be, this is going to be individualized to you. So can I share you quickly my story? I want to be transparent and open here, but people think that I was just always skinny and born with genes that, keep me youthful looking. And on a whole, my majority of adult life, I've been on a certain weight scale. So, I've lived around that, and I'd go up 3 and I'd do something to get it off. And that's just my constant go up in winter, eating more, Christmas, eating more, and then I'd get it off. So fasting and a few of these things may be maybe new to you, and others not. So I have done a lot of different weight loss programs, healing programs, and I find personally for me, fasting is one of the best. So I've pretty much come through 2 years of neglect. Oh, did I say that? I have had no controlled eating habits, and look, for me, it all started 2 years ago with the stress of readying our home for sale, and then selling a house and buying a new house that wasn't even in the same area. So, this was a big thing for us. And when we decided to do that, we both had no work to go to, and we still took the leap of faith. So here we are, we've left a stable income, left a community of beautiful people, friends, which we stay connected, I know. But it was just about a whole new venture, and we just knew it was the right thing to do. So look, my last holiday was probably January the 21st. We had a week away, and you might pull out the violin now because you might be able to outdo that, but we're pretty full on, got grandkids and all. But we had a week away, and then we had another 4 days away in the October of 21, which was then we decided we were going to do this. We had just been feeling it for a long time, and it was just like the door open for us to leave the Central Coast and start afresh. So that sounded exciting at the time. And, we left the October holiday, went home to declutter, tidy up the house. There's a bit of stress going on in that, what it's like when you're pulling everything out. You can't have that in the photo shoot, And we began that journey, and then lo and behold, the unthinkable, the unimaginable happened to us as a family. And our beautiful daughter-in-law lost her baby, Lawson Ziggy, in full-term pregnancy, and that was just shattered us as a family. It was just inconceivable, because she'd had the perfect pregnancy and there was no reason for it. And it actually took many months to actually get some answers. So this started a series, of course, of just grief and wanting to be together as a family. And it was the last thing we thought, leaving right now. So look, the time went on, and that was one of our first setbacks, but we still got a house up for sale in the January of 2022. Now, my saying is that we made it through in 2022 because for us, it was a really tricky time. We had, you know, I think the first 40 days of being on the market, it rained, not just it rained, it poured. And then we started seeing, you know, the floods in Lismore. We saw the wars in Ukraine. There was an election coming up in the March. It was impacting buyers, and then interest rate hikes, right? We've had 13 of those in the last however long. So finally, we sold in the June of 2023. So yes, it was an 18-month ordeal. And look, I've said all that to be completely honest, transparent with you. You've all got your stories, and I know mine is just one of, you know, it's life, and I know life happens. But for me, that was just, you know, I hadn't really had time and effort to think about the way that I usually live, preparing meals. It was just about eating whatever. You know, we were also looking for extra cash to pay for this and pay that and removalists and things like that. So, you know, I got quite blasé and just purchasing anything that, you know, most families would buy. So that's eating gluten and eating things that I would normally not do. So stuff happens, and I'm here to say that, you know, follow your dreams, because here we are, we're in our dream home, and we've been here for 6 months, and it's just been wonderful. So we're still waiting for the second half of the dream to manifest, and that's, you know, just good jobs. And while we both have work, it's not the ideal work. But, you know, here I am on the mid-north coast, and I'm 8 kilos more than I usually am. Now, some of you probably go, where? My mother would say, where is that, darling, in your big toe? But, you know, personally, when you feel overweight and where you put it, I carry it well. People wouldn't know. But, you know, there is places that I can see clearly, and I've got clothes that don't fit. So, and most people know me to be trim and healthy for the last, you know, 20, 30 years since, you know, having a family and embarking on my food as medicine coach role. So this was not the way I wanted to head. And it was just like, get Christmas out of the way. I've had 6 weeks of people living with us, visitors, and it just wasn't the timing. But now I had a full week's work lined up. And on Sunday, I found out that I wasn't working this week. And this was just like with the lockdown. When I found out we were locked down, I went into this fast. And it was just an opportunity, with lack of social events, to give myself the luxury of looking after myself. So this I did again on Sunday. I made the decision. It was my husband's birthday on Tuesday, but we had celebrated on the weekend. And I do have another beautiful lunch engagement tomorrow at lunch. So I'll be doing that, and I will be breaking my fast for a couple of hours. And that means having a salad, doing something a little bit lighter, because I have now been in a fasted state for 5 days. So I will talk to you a little bit about fasting, just so you've got an idea of where we're going with that. And look, the whole thing with weight loss has often been without the perspective of getting healthy. And this is where a lot of people go on a ton of different diets and try different things and count calories, etc. But I have discovered a secret, and that is this: with going with your body's circadian rhythms, working with your body clock, that there are certain diet modalities, there's certain fasting structures that you can actually follow and achieve not only the weight loss that you want, but the gain of health. So I've got a little board back here that I'm going to pull in a minute. I just want to keep on time. I didn't want to keep you too long. And yep, we've got 10 minutes. So here we go. I would like to present to you a couple of things that you might like to think about in this reset. For some of you, it just means getting off sugar, getting off gluten, getting off dairy, and cutting back to clean eats, which might be fruit and veg and meat. Great. No refined things, no refined salts, no refined oils. That'd be great. If that's you, put your hand up, say yes, please, that's me. Then there might be those of you who would like to learn a bit more about intermittent fasting. Now, over here, I've got the board. You probably can just see it. And I don't want to take too much time on this. I'll give you a bit of a run through. It's back there that I've used before for coaching sessions. You might like to just start to work with your body's natural circadian rhythms, which is, your body winds down at night, it gets ready and prepared for bed and sleep. And this can be a great aid too. As you start to go through this reset and detox, you can actually find that you'll sleep better. So there's what they have coined the daylight diet, which just means you eat in the day. So as it starts to get dark at night, we're in daylight saving at the moment, so it's a bit longer, but by 8 o'clock at night, you stop eating and you make room for your body to digest and then be ready to rest by the time you go to bed. Now, for most people, I guess the average time would be about 10 o'clock. And that would be sort of a good time to stop eating, if not 7 o'clock. 2 or 3 hours before you eat. Now, if you've never thought of that, and I've often snacked and I feel bad because I know this, it will actually change things for you if you want to just start with that one thing. So I want to say in this program, what is the one thing that you would like to do and step up and try? We say keep doing the same thing and getting the same result is classed as stupidity or insanity. So we want to try something different. So here we have an opportunity for you to start on the daylight diet, if you'd like to, with your clean eats. You might even like to extend that up. And we've got, of course, there's plenty up there. We've got intermittent fasting ways to do it. So you can begin by extending your 12-hour fast through to a 16 or an 18-hour window. So look, I've got lots of information up on my YouTube channel about that, and you can Google Dr. Mindy Pelz. There's quite a few out there if you just pop in intermittent fasting, if that's a new term to you. All right, we then could go on and move through to OMAD, which is one meal a day. Now that sounds radical. I've lived there. I know Tina, who's on the call today, has lived her life the last 12 months basically by that model. So this just enables you to do more detoxing because you're not eating through that whole window, and it's training you to fast. So look, this is why I'm able to do and have done a 40-day fluid fast. I've done a 30-day juice fast. I've done a variety of liquids, and that's the next thing. Oh no, got periodic fasts. So you might just like to take a couple of days here and there where you do fast. There's the 5-2 model where 5 days are on, 2 days are off. There's a lot of variety out there. And I'm just saying, what is the one thing you haven't tried that you think would be a great advantage to you? Liquid fast. So this is where I'm combining. And at the moment, I'm having a coffee in the morning. Go, coffee? Yep, I'm not addicted. So I haven't got a problem with caffeine. I can take 2 weeks off and not have a coffee. But I enjoy, and the fact that coffee does get your metabolism going, I enjoy a coffee in the morning, not straight up. I have some water or some lemon tea, ginger tea, and then I'll have a coffee. And I'm having a special coffee. So it's a butter coffee. And this is with, organic beans and doing it myself at home. So that one coffee just gives me that little bit of excitement, enjoyment, taste buds are ready to go. And then I've been drinking my 3 to 4 litres a day. And yeah, and look, there's times when you really feel that something else is needed, and that's where I'm flexible, and I love to teach you and coach you that if you wanted to try fasting for a day, but then you got to a point you just need something, that's where I teach you the foods that you can actually have that will still, it's a modified, it is still going to help you detox in a greater level than you normally would, just eating a normal way, but maybe not as extreme as you would if you were doing a 40-day water fast. Now, there's Dr. Alan Goldhammer out there. You can have a look at the stuff that he presents. He's been doing this for 40 years. He began in Hornsby in a fasting clinic, and then he's gone over to America, and he's now done this for, as I say, he's seen thousands, like hundreds of thousands of people come through and do the water fast. So there is, good information out there. It's not scary. Don't think you're going to die, or I'm going to die because I'm day 5 and I'm still here. I'm actually feeling more energetic. I have lost 3 kilos just since Sunday. And, while it's not all about the weight loss, it definitely is about changing up, doing something different that you haven't done before, and tricking your body or shocking your body to a certain degree. So, yep, we've got, there's dry fasting. I won't go into that. And then there's water only. So this is the way you can start to train. If you were going for a marathon, you wouldn't just start running 100 Ks. No one would do that, but you wouldn't just go straight into it. You need to train for it. So this is where I love the 30-day opportunity. And even if we said it's going to turn into a 6-week reset. So in closing, thank you for listening to my little spiel. As I say, I've got 8 kilos I want to lose, and I want to stand before you, and I want you to see the transformation. So I've actually been doing daily little videos, and it's real, it's raw, it's transparent, no makeup. I've been swimming today, so I didn't even get dressed up for the camera, which is a bit unlike me. But I'm going to go for another jump in the pool after. So for $99, you get an opportunity to come on board with me and have, an opportunity for me to teach you some tools and some techniques. And what I love is what I teach is not just something that's going to just vanish. These are actually tools for you to take into life. And as Tina just said to me in our previous conversation, she has now lived by those tools that I've given to her in the last couple of years, and that's just awesome. We've seen her health turn around. She's going to share some of her story at a later date. She was heading for her early deathbed. So we know this works, and I want you to experience the energy. I want you living, loving life full of vibrancy. I wasn't feeling that way. The last particular 6 months for me has been, just joint pain. And I get out of bed and stand on my feet. It's just starting to subside now with the fast. Stand on my feet are hurting. Like, what's with that? I have been able to eliminate hot flushes and things like that with my fast, and for good if I stay to a clean eating pattern. So these are things I'd love to teach you. And I will join you to my 6-week reset private page, which gives you recipes and previous, as I say, coaching calls, which is just a wealth of information. And I will join you to my small private fasting with purpose page. So if you're on, then either text me, send me a message, contact me some way so that we can get you starting. This is going to be an exciting time, and I promise you that you will learn things that you have not learned before. So thanks for joining us.